Hey guys, Juming here. Today I have some new albums to share with you guys. So I haven't posted a new update for CDs and albums overall for a long time now. So I just decided to put some CDs together to make a new video for you guys. So yeah, let's get started. First album I have is U2 Go Home. This is a DVD. This one is released in 2003. This is all live, so great songs on here. All these songs are really good. Songs that are really good are like Staring at the Sun, New Year's Day, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, and Angel of Harlem. All these songs are great overall, and yeah. So that is the CD. I haven't made a video where I put a U2 album in it for a long time now, so I'm really excited to get a new U2 update. As you probably know already, I got like basically the entire U2 discography, all the albums they released and a lot of singles they have, so it's really hard for me to get a new update for U2. I'm really happy to get this update, and fortunately I bought this for pretty cheap. It was for $2, and yeah. So that's the CD. Then there's also this booklet. U2 Go Home, live from Slane Castle, Ireland. This is really good. The booklet's in really good condition. Bono, The Edge, more Bono, Adam, Larry, and lastly, a preview of the concert. I am extremely happy to get this album right here, and yeah, as I said before, many great songs on here, and definitely a good album to pick up. So yeah, U2 Go Home live. Next one I have here is Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. And if you don't know who Bob Dylan is, come on, Bob Dylan's one of the most famous rock solos ever. Great songs on this album include Like a Rolling Stone, Blowing in the Wind, Just Like a Woman, and Positively 4th Street. And this one doesn't say when it's released, but I'm pretty sure it's released in the 60s, maybe early 70s. I'm not really sure, but this CD is definitely released in the 80s. And I'm really fortunate to get this one as well. I got this one at the same lot as the U2 CD. And yeah, this is a original Canadian pressing with the stereo, Columbia, more stereo, and the compact disc digital audio. I never really listened to Bob Dylan, though I did hear that Bob Dylan had a huge impact with the Beatles and had some really big impact in rock history. So, you know, I'm really excited to listen to this a bit more and maybe share with you guys a little bit more about this album if you guys want to. And yeah. So taking a look at the CD, that's the CD. And then I'm gonna take a look at inside the booklet. So you can see this booklet's kind of old. I mean, this is a original copy, so you know it's really hard to get this in very perfect and mint condition. So I'm very pleased at this condition, and I'm really happy to finally own this. You know, this is an original copy. There's a lot of remasters of this exact pressing, so you know, I'm really happy to get this one now. So yeah, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. Moving on, next is Led Zeppelin, their first album, also known as Led Zeppelin 1. And the album covers basically just a Zeppelin flying through the air with some fire on there and with the Atlantic logo, stereo. And unfortunately, I didn't get this one as original, though it's really hard to find just in general, this album. And I also got these at the same lot. These are all for $2, by the way, and I'm really pleased as well for this album because Led Zeppelin is really underrated in my opinion, because you know, like sometimes listen to Led Zeppelin, but it just really doesn't, you know, stick out to me that much. There are many great songs though, like No Quarter, Stairway to Heaven, yeah, just many songs in general. But if I sit down and listen to this album, I just I can just I'm mind blown about this music, and their style is really my style. You know, I really like rock, and I like Led Zeppelin a lot more than I used to. And yeah, I'm really pleased to get this album. Great songs on here include Dazed and Confused, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, and Good Times and Bad Times. This version is released in 1994, but this album is originally released in 1969, I believe. Yeah, that's the CD. Very beautiful coloring, actually. Led Zeppelin really reminds me of Pink Floyd because they have very similar music styles, and yeah. And yeah, the photos, like their kind of album covers, really remind me of Pink Floyd. Very simplistic yet so powerful, you know? Yeah, Led Zeppelin, first album. Next is Billy Joel's Greatest Hits. Billy Joel is a pretty well-known singer, and he also does piano, I believe, and this album is basically just a preview of everything he did from 1973 to 1985. I got the CD a long time ago, and I listened to it, and it sounds amazing, and I just forgot to share this disc with you guys. I could have done a video a long time ago reviewing this disc, but I forgot, and so today I'll be reviewing this. The first disc, great songs on the first disc are like Piano Man, the front part of Piano Man, and the harmonica part, like the harmonica like in the background for a whole entire song just kills it. Captain Jack, The Entertainer, all great songs. The Stranger, She's Always a Woman, Only the Good Die Young. The second disc, many great songs on here include Uptown Girl, The Night Is Still Young, and you know, this is a compilation, so all these songs are amazing. Those are just kind of the songs that stick out to me. And yeah, comment down below if you like Billy Joel and which song is your favorite. So it comes with 2 discs. The first one, this is also a original Canadian pressing. So yeah, the booklet includes all the lyrics, but for some reason it does not have Captain Jack or The Entertainer on here. So as you can see, starts with Piano Man, then they say goodbye to Hollywood. But then if you go on the track listing, it says Piano Man, then the Captain Jack, then The Entertainer, then say goodbye to Hollywood. I'm not really sure why they did that. Those are the only songs like I found first. I might have missed a couple songs on this album they didn't write the lyrics for, but I'm just kind of confused why they didn't do that. If you know, please comment down below. That would be appreciated. And so yeah, Billy Joel Greatest Hits. I also got this one for very cheap. I got this one for $1, and I'm really happy for that. Put it back in its case, and yeah, Billy Joel Greatest Hits Volume 1 and Volume 2. Next are some Beatles CDs. I know you guys love Beatles CDs, so I do have plenty here today. First one I have is A Hard Day's Night. This is the 2009 stereo from the stereo box, and I got this one from the same store as I got the Billy Joel one from. So yeah, this album, I never really liked A Hard Day's Night that much until I got this album, because whenever you listen it on like Google or Spotify, you don't really get a feel. So this disc, when I first got it and then put my headphones on and started listening to it, it just blew me away. Great songs on here, like the title track, I should have known better. And I Love Her, and I Love Her is probably my favorite song. I'll Cry Instead, Can't Buy Me Love, a really great song, and Things We Said Today. These are all originals, meaning they're all written by the Beatles themselves, and this is their first all original album and their first movie soundtrack. They have plenty more, including Help, Magical Mystery Tour, Yellow Submarine, and Let It Be. Those are all like also from films and stuff. So yeah, this is originally released in 1964, but this is a 2009 remaster from the stereo box set. And yeah, I'm really pleased to get this one. Comes in a trifold with the disc. That is the disc. put it back in there. And then the booklet also came with this little flap kind of booklet with some information about the 2009 stereo box set. So this is the booklet. I definitely like this better than the original 1987 version because this has a lot more information, and this paper is very good paper. It's very thick, and there's a lot of great photos in here, some stories, and some stories in the studio. So yeah, Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. Moving on to Beatles for Sale. This one, it's kind of the same story. I bought it at a pretty close store near A Hard Day's Night, the store I got Hard Day's Night from. And this disc I never actually liked that much when I first got it, but when I listened to it more, I started to like it more, and I'm kind of appreciating this disc. It's probably some of my probably top 5 maybe best Beatles albums out there. I'm not sure. If you want me to do another ranking all my Beatles albums, you can comment down below. I'll be very happy to do that video. And yeah, so great songs are on here are like No Reply, I'm a Loser, I'll Follow the Sun, probably my favorite song, Mr. Moonlight, Kansas City, Hey 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 Hey, 8 Days a Week, and What You're Doing. Those are all great songs, and underneath every song it says who is actually singing in that song. Like No Reply is double-tracked John, occasionally Paul, George joins both on chorus. So yeah. So the same kind of trifold from the same 2009 stereo box set. With the same look on the CD, a Parlophone, a very good Parlophone. Very yellow. That's the booklet. Of course, I like this better than the original booklet because, you know, as I said before, I like the very thick paper feel, and there's lots more information in here, and you know, it's just a more valuable booklet overall. It's kind of like a storybook, or it's like kind of a historical book, you know. It's not really a booklet anymore. It's more of a book, you know. Booklets usually thinner. This one's pretty thick. So yeah. When I first got Rubber Soul, I thought it was actually Beatles for Sale because the covers are so similar. At that time, I didn't really know about the Beatles, so you know, mistakes happen, and so I thought it was Beatles for Sale, so I bought it, and then it turned out to be Rubber Soul. I don't know how I ignored the side. It legit says Rubber Soul on it, but I thought it was Beatles for Sale. Yeah, alright, so Beatles for Sale. Next up is Let It Be. This is a original 1987 pressing of this album. This album was originally recorded and released in 1970, and this album just blew me away. When I first got it and listened to it in the car, all these songs are literally amazing. First of all, Two of Us. A lot of these songs are played live, by the way, with very little overdubs or edits. Two of Us, the beginning guitar piece is amazing, and then it's a very delicate song that leads into Dig a Pony. Dig a Pony is pretty, you know, it's like Dig a Pony, and it's just a very good song overall. I really like Dig a Pony. Across the Universe, one of the most beautiful songs off this album, hands down. I Me Mine, a great Harrison song. Dig It. Basically Dig It is just John yelling random things like a Rolling Stone, like the BBC, BB King, and then he's just saying a lot of things about history and just a lot of random things overall, but I love it. And then at the end of Dig It, there's a little expert into Let It Be. Let It Be, probably one of the most famous songs of all time by the Beatles, actually, and this album's actually titled Let It Be. So Let It Be is also one of my favorite Beatles songs. Maggie May, it's a pretty short song like Dig It. Dig It and Maggie May, fun fact, they are produced and written by all 4 of the Beatles, Flying, you know. And I Got a Feeling, great song. At the end's everybody has something, and yeah. One After 909, great song. The Long and Winding Road, hands down my favorite song of this album, because you know the violin part and the orchestra arrangement by George Martin. Not really George Martin though. I don't think he produced this album, but like the orchestra part and like the violin, the strings, just absolutely work perfectly for this song. You know, The Long and Winding Road. Their last single they released as a #1 single. For You Blue, another Harrison song, and Get Back. This Get Back is not the same version as the single version. The single version had some edits in it, like the front part was edited and the back part was kind of edited. So yeah, this version I do like better though, because you know the longer the song is better, you know. So yeah, that's a lot of talking. Moving on to the CD, and inside the booklet, so you can see the track listing and a color picture of the same front covers. So you can see here, same photos. So yeah, let it be. And the last Beatles CD I have today is the Beatles 1967 to 1970. As you guys probably remembered, I have 1962 to 1966, but I wanted to complete the set. So I went on the internet, and then I went on Kijiji and found a CD lot. This one, it listed as a $4 disc, and you know, $4 isn't that expensive, so I decided to buy it. And yeah, I just wanted to complete my collection for the Beatles CDs. I almost completed it, just one more, Yellow Submarine, and I completed the discography, but there's many more Beatles CDs, including Anthology 1 and 1 to 3, and also some other Beatles CDs I don't have, but you know, I only care about the albums and some of the compilations though. So there's many great songs on this album, but the best thing I like about the Beatles 1967 to 1970 is that it includes all the lyrics. See this? Includes all of the lyrics and some nice photos, some more lyrics. I love reading lyrics, by the way. I think I told you guys before. And lyrics really just make listening to the song way better, because sometimes when the song is not really easy to understand, or like some of the words are not very, you know, clearly said, you know, it's always good to read the lyrics, because you might change your mind. If you don't like the song, if you read the lyrics, you might like it. So yeah, it's a compilation. Definitely get this, because you know, there's not a bad song here. Except for Old Brown Shoes. I don't really like that song. But like all the other ones are just top class Beatles songs. Probably one of my favorite compilations of all time. Probably said that with the Red album, also known as 62 to 66. So yeah, a great compilation series. If you see this at a store or something, you should pick it up. Great compilation to have. So yeah, moving on to Rod Stewart, Every Beat of My Heart. You know, I don't really talk about Rod Stewart that much, but in reality, I really like his music. His style, like Sailing, I don't want to talk about it. Gasoline Alley, there's a lot of good songs by Rod Stewart. A lot of them are very iconic, including like Sailing. You know, you probably heard it, but you probably don't know Rod Stewart sang it. So this version, however, bought this at the same store where I bought A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. A funny thing is, I found that this version particularly is released in 1996 in Argentina. But when I did some further research about this album, I learned that this album was actually released in 1986, not 1996. So I was kind of confused for a while, but you know, I searched up the actual release of the Argentina version, and surprisingly enough, it was actually released in 1996. So I don't think it's an error, but it's a really rare thing to have, you know, an Argentina pressing of this album. Of course, all the songs in here are equally as amazing, you know. The title track, Every Beat of My Heart, and In My Life is a cover for In My Life from the Beatles, if you don't know. I definitely think the Beatles one is better, but you know, it's worth a listen if you guys want to. Just search up In My Life by Rod Stewart and you'll find it. It's an Argentina pressing. And the booklet's also very cool. This paper is very weird feeling, you know. It's kind of sticky and it's kind of rubbery at the same time. So yeah, as you can see, the booklet, it looks like it's actually released in 1986, but you know, the CD and the back pamphlet maybe are not released in 1996, 86. I'm not sure, but you know, still a great album to have. Rod Stewart, Every Beat of My Heart. Moving on to AC/DC, The Razor's Edge. The Razor's Edge is also one of AC/DC's, their most popular albums. Their most popular albums include like Back in Black, Highway to Hell. And then next is probably like AC/DC, The Razor's Edge. You know, many t-shirts have this design on it, AC/DC Razor's Edge. And I can't go wrong with this album, you know? The first song, Thunderstruck, the front guitar solo is absolutely amazing. And the people yelling in the background. And then, yeah, it just works so perfectly for that song. The Razor's Edge, the title track is also amazing. Fire Your Guns, Money Talk, those are all great songs. This album's released in 1990. I'm lucky enough to actually get an original version for not that expensive, I would say. So yeah, that's the booklet. AC/DC is definitely a great band. You know, you can't really go wrong with AC/DC, you know. So yeah, AC/DC, The Razor's Edge. Moving on to Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion. I never actually liked Guns N' Roses before, but I did saw a lot of advertisement for like Guns N' Roses. They're promoting their like t-shirts and stuff, and the song November Rain has like more than 1 billion views on YouTube. I kind of just want to hear what's all the fuss about, like Guns N' Roses, you know? And I did buy this album, and I'm still not like a giant fan of Guns N' Roses, but you know, you can't really go wrong with it. My favorite song is probably still November Rain, because you can't go wrong with that song. That's such a iconic song. And this album's released in 1991, and that's the CD. Got this at a second-hand store for like $1.50, so that's the booklet, some lyrics, some photos. Although I don't really enjoy their music that much, I do like the layout of all the photos, you know. I think that's really cool. So yeah, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion. Moving on to some Simon and Garfunkel stuff. These are all their solo albums, starting with Arthur Garfunkel's, just simply named Garfunkel. So I did get this one as like a brand new CD. Like it was in plastic wrap. It was sold at a secondhand store, so I didn't get this one as an actual new one, but it did sell for the regular CD price at the secondhand store, which is $1.50. So this album, I feel like, is more like a compilation, because it does have a lot of songs from his past materials, which is past albums. Like this compact disc contains previously released material. So you know, my favorite song off this album is All I Know, because the piano part in the beginning really kills it for me. And 99 Miles from LA, also a great song. When a Man Loves a Woman, also a great song. This version is released in 1988, and that's the CD. This is a original Colombian release. That's the booklet. So yeah, Arthur Garfunkel. Moving on to Paul Simon's solo album, starting with Paul Simon, just simply named Paul Simon. And this album, when I first got it, I never got a chance to listen to it, and then when I did get to listen to it, it literally blew me away. Because Paul Simon is mainly the songwriter for Simon and Garfunkel, and Arthur is more of the singer. And so yeah, that duo is literally legendary. But his own songs he wrote and he sang himself are also as equally as amazing. Though I don't think Paul Simon, his first album, is as famous as Paul Simon's Graceland. Graceland, I heard that there's like a 25th anniversary edition and like a deluxe edition. So I'm pretty sure Graceland is more popular than Paul Simon's debut album. So, great songs on his debut album include Mother and Child Reunion, Duncan, Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, Peace Like a River, Papa Hobo, Hobo's Blues, and Congratulations. Songs released in 1972. I looked at the CD, and the CD is released in 1973. And the booklet's released with the other back part, which is 1972, so I'm not sure like when this was released. Definitely not in the 70s because there were no CDs existed in the 70s. Probably somewhere in the 80s if I had to guess. And so yeah, this album does contain all the lyrics and all of, you know, like guitar Paul Simon, electric guitar Jerry Han, percussion, and all that. So yeah, a really good Paul Simon's debut album. Moving on to Paul Simon's Graceland. I can't say that much about this album because I haven't heard it yet, but I did hear one song, like a couple songs actually. The Boy in the Bubble is also a great song. Graceland's also a good song, the title track. That's about it. I only listened to like 2 songs. I should listen to more after I make this video, so yeah, I might have some different opinions after this video. So far, some of my favorite songs are The Boy in the Bubble and Graceland. It's released in 1986. That's the CD released by Warner Bros. Like his debut album, all the lyrics are printed out in this booklet. And I really enjoy reading lyrics, you know, as I said before. So yeah, Paul Simon, Graceland. That is all the CDs I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Bye, kiddos!